Thank you very much for joining us here in Kuala Lumpur for this Mastercard event. First of all, I would like to ask all of you, the Philippines is the ASEAN chairman for 2026. It is about a year away. Let me ask you first, Secretary Mina, basically, what are the plans of the Philippines for ASEAN 2026 so it could also be a catalyst for economic and social transformation?
Thank you very much, Rico. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Well, first, I just want to say that we're ready to host next year. We have provided the budget for the purpose, so we're very much ready. You know, what's important to note is that the ASEAN itself, the region itself, grew by as much, very resilient. It grew by as much as 4.7% in 2024. And we intend to grow more in this year and the coming years. So I think the idea really is to make sure that whatever commitment, agreements, and understanding that we were able to develop since 50 years ago, we just have to sustain it. And then make sure that we move forward and then do whatever it takes just to be able to meet the 2045 goal of being the fourth largest economy in the world.
All right, but what's also very important, Secretary Mina, is about plans for innovation, sustainability, and inclusive growth, which is, of course, the way forward for the Philippine economy to be able to achieve these targets.
That's right. You know, more than the investments, and of course, we want to make sure that economic integration is foundational in what we do. But of course, we want to make sure that digital transformation, innovation, creativity, and even on the area of sustainability for climate finance is also present when we talk about these issues in the coming year.
So the Philippines is ready for ASEAN 2026.
Very
and is
much.
It also ready for the next Mastercard Inclusive Growth Summit? And Mr. DyBuncio, of course, everybody knows SM Investments is a holding company for banking, property. It's super malls. There are close to 90 malls in the Philippines. You also have renewable energy and logistics. How do you basically drive inclusive innovation and growth?
Well, actually, for the ASEAN 2026, right? As you know, the SM Group is involved very much so in banking, property, and retail. And at the moment, what we do is that we really see that the provincial areas are growing at a faster clip than Metro Manila is going. So most of our mall development is going to be out in the provincial areas. And when we do that, we not only build malls and maybe build schools as well. We have National University and Asia Pacific College, but we're really trying to drive the catalyst for change in the provincial areas, right? When we come to a provincial province, when we're invited to go there, it's very clear that we bring some new technology, modern trade, modern banking. We want to bring to them what we already have in the Metro Manila area. And that's something which will drive the catalyst and make the Philippines really grow more throughout the entire archipelago, right? We also have renewable energy, and as you know, the power cost in Manila today is still very high. So we want to try to drive down the source of renewable to bring down the cost of power so that more manufacturing companies can come in and really help boost the Philippine economic growth. On top of that, we also have logistics. We feel that logistics is very, very important for the growth of the economy because we're an archipelago of 7,100 plus islands. So we really need a lot of ships and warehouses to distribute the goods from up north all the way down south. Mm-hmm. And for us, that's what we bring to be inclusive for the Filipinos. And we want to really uplift the lives of Filipinos wherever we go.
And as they say, 7,635 low tide, 7,107 high tide. But briefly, before we go to Secretary Magno, what about in terms of inclusive growth, Ricky, in terms of involving the micro, small, and medium enterprises?
Well, at the moment, one of our biggest sort of initiatives is that we have almost 90,000 MSMEs, which really cater to all of our shops. And we have a format called Cultura that really is the one that brings the local culture, local hand-woven items to our stores. And we try to uplift it so that it comes more like something which people are going to be proud to use every day, right? So all of these MSMEs which we deal with really are the ones that provide the catalyst for growth in wherever we go, right? And having them around us, we really try to uplift the lives of all of these Filipinos to be able to then help the economy grow and become more inclusive throughout the country.
Thank you very much, Ricky. Let's move on to Secretary Magno, the Mindanao Development Authority. Everyone says because the Philippines is made up of 3 major islands, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, that Mindanao is being left behind. It is a land of promise, and of course, Mina Pangandaman is also from Mindanao. What is being done from this onset to make Mindanao a focal point for ASEAN 2026 in terms of food security, tourism, peace, and prosperity?
First of all, I'd like to say thank you to Mastercard for this Mastercard ASEAN Inclusivity Summit. For me, the term itself is very big for us and very important for us in Mindanao. To those of you here who do not know Mindanao, Mindanao is in the southernmost part of the country. This is the part where everyone says needs more development and needs more assistance. The question is always there, how can the improvements or the developments in Luzon trickle down to Mindanao? Rico, that's always a question. And a while ago, Mr. Rico DyBuncio, thank you very much for that, for recognizing the need to improve and develop the countryside, especially in Mindanao. Sec Mina is also from Mindanao, like me. And we have been constantly, your question on how to continuously boost trade, tourism, and in the context of the ASEAN. ASEAN in itself is the essence on the creation of ASEAN is, for us in Mindanao, it's widening, it's bridging the widening, continuously widening gap between developed areas in the Philippines, for example, or developed areas in ASEAN, vis-a-vis the assistance that we could extend to the other countries, the 11 countries in the ASEAN. In the context of Mindanao, we have the BIMP-IAGA, the cooperation between Brunei, Indonesia, Malaysia, and the Philippines. We are now in Malaysia. This is the 3rd time I've been here. Last night, I would, to answer some of your question, we had a Philippine business delegation, Philippine-Malaysia business delegation session between the Malaysian International Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the Mindanao Development Authority. The question on what do we do? This is what we continue to do. We go around marketing Mindanao as a country in the Philippines, a place that has long been needing and long been wanting for improvements. And this particular theme of this summit, engaging in public-private partnership. This is one thing that we need in Mindanao.
So what concrete partnerships and programs are being implemented by the Mindanao Development Authority to improve the livelihoods of the Mindanao-ans?
Okay, we have a lot
briefly.
Briefly. Sorry. I really do get carried away when we talk about Mindanao. I'm sorry, and I apologize. This has been my passion. This has been my passion to see improvements come in and trickle down to our island of Mindanao. Briefly, what we are doing to give you a specific example, Mastercard has launched last year a Mastercard Farm Pass program that assists 4 million of our farmers. Thank you, Mastercard. I had an earlier discussion. We are an island in Mindanao that has. Can I speak more?
Yeah, another 15 seconds.
15 seconds. We are an island with more or less 2 to 3 million farmers, and this particular group of people have been long and needing for assistance, and Mastercard has been doing that. I see ADB. ADB has been going around Mindanao. Sorry, Rico.
A lot of positive developments.
A lot of positive developments happening now in Mindanao.
Secretary Mina, of course, we all know we are facing global headwinds, which will, of course, carry over to ASEAN 2026. How in terms of budgeting, are you basically focusing on fiscal discipline?
Yeah, you know, when the administration of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. started, we were very clear in our goal. We want to reduce poverty to single digits. We want to be part of the high middle income economy. So I've been very also we've been investing a lot on infrastructure development, both soft and hard, and even digital infrastructure. And we're also promoting digital payments in all our transactions, from the private and even the government. And then at the same time, we've been investing on human capital development. That's why we're very happy. Both my colleagues here mentioned about PPP, not just the whole of government approach, but the whole of nation approach. The SM Group has been very helpful in terms of human capital development by also investing on education sector. And of course, Mindanao here, can I just pitch a little? Mindanao is ready for business, so everyone can just go to Mindanao and then open your business there. So yeah, so that's what we do.
How much budget are you allocating for Mindanao development in 2026? Okay, Secretary.
First is Luzon,
Magno
second is
watching
Mindanao. It's huge. You know,
Huge,
it's also
huge.
happy to note that, you know, our official development assistance and the PPP center is now opening in Mindanao. I think you have to mention that also. And then the official development assistance, we have already prepared a framework for this, so that investors, our development partners from ADB, World Bank, IMF, among others, and JICA, can also bring in investment in Mindanao.
Okay, Ricky, I mean, now that we're including Mindanao in this whole equation, what is the commitment of the SM Group in terms of expanding in Mindanao?
Right now, we have several malls in Mindanao, and honestly, Cagayan de Oro is actually the gateway to Mindanao. It's one of probably the nicest city in Mindanao and more booming now. And Mindanao, there's a lot of opportunities, for example, in mining and also in food business, right? So that's something which we're also going to be focusing on. And in addition to that, when we build malls, we make sure that we build schools as well, to be able to really train the people in that area to be able to be more educated and maybe get more involved with AI, right? Which is, as you know, the Philippines is very big in BPO sector, and we need to really transform the skill set of the Filipinos to be able to achieve the AI initiatives which are going to be coming forward in the near future.
I think it's also very important, Secretary Magno. Of course, Ricky and Sec Mina have been talking about, let's say, Cagayan de Oro, Davao, but we can't also leave the other provinces behind, especially the BARM, like Sulu, Tawi-Tawi, Basilan, which are resource-rich, but of course are also battle-scarred. What are your strategies that everyone is not left behind in Mindanao?
Okay, allow me just to discuss two things. One is the budget. We in Mindanao realize that budgeting is really allocation of scarce resources, and we have stopped. While we continue to lobby for a higher budget for Mindanao, we have decided to open up the other door. We just launched. I'd like to take this opportunity to announce that we launched the first PPP Center or PPP facilitation in Mindanao.
Okay.
This happened just a week ago, Ricky, just to open Rico, just to open up the possibilities and just so the local government units and the development partners here present today know that we are serious. We are very serious in Mindanao in opening up our doors and making it easier for development partners and investors to come in. So Sec Mina was saying earlier, Mindanao is open for business. Come visit us.
It really is open for business.
Yeah.
And President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. is really trying to liberalize the economy. You have the Foreign Investment Act. I mean, you have the Renewable Energy Act. So, I mean, everything is being done, Secretary, to be able to attract foreign direct investments into Mindanao, not only Luzon and the Visayas.
Yes, that's true. I think when we also started, all the laws and bills has been already put forward, and then we are here to just implement those. That's why it's much easier for Dr. Frederic here to be able to put up new business in Mindanao. So when you mention about BARM, Zamboanga is very much near. in the Barm area. So I
Well-
know that they're opening a new mall in Zamboanga, sir.
Ricky.
I think Mindanao has so many beautiful places to go to. What's lacking really is the infrastructure, both the hard and the soft infrastructure, which you talk about. But I think once that infrastructure is in place, I can foresee tourism becoming really a major driver of Mindanao area.
Secretary Magno.
And hopefully we continue to do that, and not only coming from the national government, but coming from the private sector. We need to invest in infrastructure. We need to invest in human capital in Mindanao. This is, I think, what we need most in Mindanao. You mentioned peace and order. This is the best level of peace that we are enjoying in Mindanao. We have been fighting that negative name of Mindanao for 5 decades, at least 5 decades. After this, we have solved that. All of our provinces in Mindanao have been declared insurgency-free. Now is the time. This is the crossroads for Mindanao. Now is the time for Mindanao to infuse and to focus on development. And we need you as development partners. Please come and visit Mindanao.
And it's not only, of course, infrastructure, Ricky, but also logistics. Through To Go, you are connecting Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao.
We have the largest logistics company in the Philippines now, and it's something which we really value because it's needed to be able to move goods all the way from up north down south, right? Without logistics, it's very difficult to do that. And having that really helps all of the FMCGs, for example, bring goods from up north to down south. And that's what really makes the Filipino people more inclusive, and we're going to give them what modern trade and modern banking should be.
Mina, Mindanao is really at the forefront. And of course, what about Luzon and the Visayas? What else needs to be done in terms of budget allocations?
I think generally we've been very consistent. 5 to 6% of GDP will go to infrastructure, both soft and hard infrastructure. Logistics is part of it. Digital infrastructure, we've been investing double digits since the start of this administration. Education, for the very first time in country's history, we've been 4% of the GDP is now invested in education. It's a UNESCO standard. So it's the first time that we have already appropriated more than 1.3 trillion pesos is allocated to our education sector. And even in our health sector, double-digit growth for the past how many years since the start of the administration. So there, we make sure that everything is, no one is left behind. We put the money where it's much needed. Again, to make sure that we meet our growth targets.
Growth targets of 5 to 6%. And the final word from all our speakers is start off with Secretary Magno. The Philippines being the ASEAN chairman for 2026, what are your expectations?
I'm expecting that our country will use this very big opportunity for us to align our national goals with the vision of the ASEAN. And we are hoping that we can use this to our advantage and leverage it to further continue inclusive growth in the Philippines and in the ASEAN and in the context of the BIMPIAG. And hopefully this will all trickle down to Mindanao. So to all of you again who's responsible for this summit, thank you very much from the bottom of our hearts, from the Philippines and from Mindanao. Thank you.
From the private sector, Ricky, being a linchpin for ASEAN 2026.
I think ASEAN 2026 will be a really good time for the Philippines because it's going to showcase how beautiful the country is and how much we've improved throughout these years. And being there is going to provide a lot of stability and, equally inclusivity for the Filipinos. And we really want to welcome everybody to go see the Philippines.
Who hasn't been to the Philippines? Who hasn't been to the Philippines? Please! Please visit the Philippines. It's beautiful. 7,107 islands. One of the best beaches in the world. In Boracay, in Coron, Palawan. The final word from Secretary Mina.
Again, when we started the administration, we have several goals. And then one of which is really to reduce poverty. We want to uplift until the end of administration at least 5 million individuals from the country. So we want to really harness and connecting to ASEAN, there's more than 300 million labor force. That's why we need to really harness human capital. We have to invest on skills development.
And we have a very young workforce.
Digitalization. We have a very young workforce, 25, 26.
Like me.
So,
Like me.
so we have a very
26.
productive community in this side of the world. So please, let's make this moment for the country and the ASEAN to really grow.
Let's go, Philippines 2026. Let me add also, one of the best surfing destinations in the world, Siargao.
Oh,
Siargao.
that's in Mindanao also.
Oh, in Mindanao. That's in Mindanao. Thank you very much. Let's give a big round of applause to our panelists.